It's not too long until Luminar's Big Fall update is released, and in this video I want to share with you an exclusive look at one of the brand new tools that is included in that update. Skylum claims that you can instantly add depth and dimension to your photos with volume. This intelligent tool enhances light and shadow to create bold contrast and a sculpted professional look, replacing hours of manual work with a single powerful click. But is that true? Those good sorts at Skylum have been kind enough to share with us 50 before and after examples using this volumes tool, and we're going to break down what's good and what's not so good about this upcoming tool. So I've got the photo examples arranged into pairs, and if I go to the largest thumbnail view and we start to move through these, you can clearly see that from the version on the left-hand side, which is the original, you can see the application of the volumes tool and get an idea for what it's actually doing. Some of these transformations I really like, and some of them are a little flawed in my opinion, but I will break down each of those examples as we dive a bit deeper. But I just wanted to flick through these thumbnail examples very quickly so you could get a general overview of what this tool is capable of. And at first glance, you might be thinking, well, you know what, that looks a lot like Enhance AI, and that was my initial impression as well. However, there's a lot more going on here than what Enhance AI does, although it does share similarities. So let's open up one of these photos. Let's go for this one here. This is a good example. It gives us a good indication of all the good stuff we can expect from this tool. So in no particular order, you can see that we are definitely having a bump in saturation. So all of those colors are getting a lovely pop, a lot more vibrant. But I have noticed that in many cases with this tool, the sky is getting over enhanced. And another thing to bear in mind with these examples that I've been sent through, they are all from the Unsplash stock library collection, and most of those photos will have already gone through some type of processing before they were uploaded. So this is kind of processing on top of processing. And it's just worth bearing that in mind where we do see some oversaturation or artifacts in the photos. But beyond the initial obvious change in color, we've got other stuff going on here, like the contrast has been enhanced. We've got additional structure and clarity that's been added to those background mountains and other elements in the photo as well. It's really doing a lot of heavy lifting. And one of the main things that this tool is doing that hopefully you can notice as I flick between these two is there is a resculpting of the light. For example, if we look in the middle ground here leading out to the mountains, the grass here is much brighter than in the original, whereas the foreground grass has been darkened down. So that really helps to lead our eye into the photo as things get brighter as the scene progresses. And you might be thinking, well, don't we already have a tool that does that inside Luminar Neo, the Relight AI tool? However, there's a lot more that goes on with this particular tool than Relight AI. And one of the things I've noticed it tries to do as I flick between the before and after with this example, the tool is identifying the key subject area, in this case the boathouse, and you can see the pop and intensity that it's giving that in comparison to the background. So while the luminance values are changing throughout the photo, it is very different from that Relight AI tool. I've set up some albums over here on the left-hand side that are going to allow me to talk about specific features that I've noticed with this tool. And one of them is that replication idea. Is this tool doing what we already have access to with other tools inside Luminar Neo? And my hunch is, yes, it is, but it's doing it all with one tool, or very similar things anyway. So as I flick between the original and the after application with the volumes tool, what I want to do here is just take a look with the Enhance AI tool and see whether Accent AI can't replicate, or how similar is this to the volumes version. So this is with Accent AI, and this is with volumes. And as you can see, the Accent AI has done a lovely job of illuminating our photo, adding contrast, adding color, similar things to what's going on with volumes. But volumes has that added benefit of controlling the luminosity through the photo. So the flowers in the foreground are being very much affected by Enhance AI and being over brightened in my opinion. Whereas with volumes, that brightness level is being controlled there. And I feel like our eye goes much more towards these mountains in the background, which I believe would have been the photographer's intent when they took this photo. Because the flowers are out of focus, focus and almost used as a framing element to help bring our eye to that mountain range in the background. Now, this mountain range, I feel, as we flick between the original and the version edited with volumes, I'm wondering whether we can't create a similar effect with the structure AI tool. So if I boost up the structure all the way and we look at the before and after on the original, let's take a comparison between that and the version with volumes. And we certainly have a lot of localized contrast here in this version with structure, but it's not quite the same. So again, I do feel like volumes is giving us something different, something extra that we can add to our toolbox. Now, this is an example that was actually used on Skylum's website when they were promoting the new launch. And if we flick between the two, before and then after, you can see that the shift in lighting in this one is quite dramatic. And whether or not you like the effect that the volumes tool is creating here, my intention through this little section is just to see whether we can recreate something similar with the existing tools. So as a Kickstarter, I'm just going to put a little bit of enhanced AI in there just to give this photo a little bit more life. But the main thing I wanted to look at was Relight AI, because the brightness near on this hillside was definitely getting darker in that volumes version right here. So can we do something similar? Let's jump back to that Relight AI tool, and we just need to move the depth of it so that it starts in the bottom corner, and then it was pretty aggressive with the darkening. So before and after, let's see how similar they are. It's actually pretty close between the two. So my hunch at the moment is that the volumes tool is piggybacking off a lot of technology that is already inside Luminar Neo in various different tools and pooling that via AI into one feature set that allows us just to, with one click, do a full edit on the photo. Since recording the video, it's come to my attention that rather than it just being a one-click fix tool, there will actually be some sliders included with the tool. And as soon as I get access to that beta version, I'll be covering it for you. So for example, the changing in brightness values throughout our photo can help us or it can hinder us. Let's look at some examples of that. So let's jump into the foreground illumination folder I've set up, because these are some really strong examples of where it can benefit us or whether it can hurt us. So the first example here, I think this is a really nice and tasteful edit, or the kind of edit you might hope for, where you want to bring out emphasis on this merry-go-round right here. So this is our before, this is our after. We've had a brightness and color intensity increase in this photo right where we want it. And I'd be really happy with that if that was my edit. But as we move on to this example, as I flick between the after and the before, you can see exactly what the AI is trying to do. It's identified the foreground and the subject, and I think that is the key to what's going on here, is that AI is looking for what it thinks should be the subject in the photo, and it is brightening that up to say, hey, this is the most important part of the photo, and consequently it's darkening down the background. But if we look at the foreground element and the subject here in the original, you can see that due to atmospheric perspective, the background mountains are going to be brighter and more faded, and therefore give the foreground more of a silhouetted appearance. And the AI here is kind of fighting against that. And to be honest, this sort of brightening and oversaturation of the rocks in the bottom left here really isn't what I would be after in terms of a finished photo edit. So I get what the AI is trying to do there, but I really don't feel like it's succeeding. Now, this is another example where this sort of brightening of the foreground, I feel, is working against us. If we look at the original here, you can see this little pocket through the middle where the street is illuminated. That stands out due to the contrast of the relative brightness through this central part and the darker framing sides of the buildings. That's how it should be. That's going to help lead our eye to this brighter element in the photo right here. But you can see that the volumes tool is actually trying to brighten up all of the elements through the foreground here. And while that might be a useful part of your photo editing process, just to bring up those brightness levels, that is not the overall sort of finished result I would want to be presenting. So that is just something that we would need to be mindful of. And this is another example where I feel like this brightening of the foreground just isn't really working in our favor. So the AI must think, oh, look, there's a lot of detail here with all these houses. Let's bring attention to those, because currently in the original, they're too dark. Let's relight them and let's bring a bit of saturation in as well. but my eye goes predominantly to the side of this building here, lovely and white, and this building here. And it's really clear to me that these should not be the heroes of this photo. The hero is up here on the skyline. This is the element that should be brought more impactful. This is where our attention should go, not down here to the bottom left. But before we discard this tool as being completely useless and not doing anything that we want it to do, I think its real strength is going to come from masking, where we can identify areas of improvement that we do like and then mask those in. So for example, if we look at the sky in the original, it's a little washed out, a little flat. And then we look at the version edited by volumes, it's got a lot more richness in that sky. So it could be a case of borrowing segments that have been edited by the volumes tool and just masking those areas in where we want them. I think one of the main strengths of this tool is its ability to identify subjects in your scene and then create contrast around that. So if we look at this church originally, it's a very flat photo. And then we look at the version that's had volumes applied, and it really does have a lot more kick to it. Now, again, in my opinion, I think this is oversaturated, but of course, that's an easy fix. We can just jump into saturation, into the color, and we can just bring that down to a point where we feel like normality is restored. But one of the things we need to be mindful of when this is boosting up the shadows is if we're using JPEGs, we're going to reveal some of those artifacts that are just a byproduct of shooting in JPEG in the first place. So for example, if we look at this photograph here and you look at the gray cloud area right here, in the original download, there is actual banding. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that via the compression on YouTube, but I can already see this. And this is the original photo. Nothing has been done to this with Luminar Neo. Now I'm going to switch over to the volumes version. And while I think it's done a great job of bringing out detail in the forest, land, and the houses down here, unfortunately, it's amplified that banding effect through the cloud. So that was already present in the original, but it has been exacerbated. But if you're using a well-exposed raw photo as your starting point, I'm hoping that we're not really going to see issues like this using the tool. But let me just show you another really strong example of this, because the shaded area of the harbor down here is very close to pure black. And as you know, if we try to recover that and boost up our exposure so we can see into there with a JPEG, that's going to get pretty ugly and pretty nasty very, very quickly indeed. And so the tool itself just doesn't have any information to work with. So as I switch to the version that has been edited with volumes, you can see that overall the photo does look much improved in my opinion for this particular one as we go from the before to the after. But you can see that down here in this shadow area where the AI has tried to recover all of this information, it's bringing back all of that really nasty artifacting. So that's just one more tick in the box as to why you should be editing raw photos, not JPEGs. So I can totally see why Skylum are marketing this as a one-click to edit your photos and you're done kind of tool. However, I really enjoy my photo editing. I don't want to outsource the decision-making process fully to AI. So what I'm going to be doing is leveraging what the tool can give me and combining the best bits of it by using masks. So let me show you what I mean by that. So as I flick from the before to the after in this icy tundra scene, we're getting a bit of a pop of contrast, we're getting a boost in saturation, a more intense looking sky, and a brightening through this more interesting area through here. So overall, I do feel like it's a pretty good improvement on the photo, but there are some things going on that I'm not really happy with. So let's jump to the edit section. I'm going to add a new layer and add the volumes edited version over the top. So I'll just click on that. Luminar is going to load it with 50% opacity and we'll boost it up. So as I look around here, I'm just identifying things that I like. So we've got more contrast, clarity, and color in that central part. I also like the more broody looking sky as well, but I don't really like the impact being elevated across the entire photo. So what I would probably do here is come in and just brush in the effect, but only where I want it. And so I'd definitely be putting it through this central part here. I'd be putting it in through the sky as well. And I'll just paint the effect in, building my mask up in passes until I've got the look that I'm after. So let's hide the volumes layer so that we can see where we came from. This is our original, and let's show the layer. You can see that I've painted in the volumes effect only where I want it. So I could just press the / key so we see the before and after. Here we go, classic Anthony, before, after, before, after. Now, here's some really good news, because I know some of you reached out to me disappointed you'd missed out on the early bird offer that Skylum were running. Well, they've kindly given me an exclusive 20% discount so that you guys who missed out can still take advantage of a heavily discounted upgrade. So the link and the discount code that you need are in the description below. Help yourself to that. It's a win-win for everybody. I do get a small commission from that, and that just helps me keep creating all this free content around Luminar Neo for you. Now, please note, if the only tool that you're interested in for the upgrade is this volumes tool, the great news is it is going to be included for everybody who already owns Luminar Neo. So unlike a lot of the other great updates like the photo restoration tool, the new ecosystem, the AI assistant, while that requires a paid upgrade and that link and code enables you to get that, for this particular tool, you will automatically be upgraded to this tool as part of their update. So if this is all you want, you don't need to do anything. But if you want all the other good stuff, then it might be worth taking advantage of that discount while it's there. Now, do me a favor, let me know in the comments, will you be using this tool? And if so, where's it going to benefit you and your workflow? Now, if you missed my overall review or preview of the update that's coming out, Big Fall update, you might want to check that video right there, because that's where I walk through all of the new stuff so you know exactly what to expect in November. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in that one. Bye-bye for now.